Welcome back to the channel. It is currently a Wednesday afternoon. We just got home from work, and today we're getting started on doing a fluid change in my 2001 Dodge Ram. This truck has the NV5600 transmission, so this should be the same for all NV5600s from, what is it, 01 to 05. I think they switched it, maybe it was 04. If your truck has an NV5600, you can kind of reference this video a little bit, hopefully if you've never changed the fluid in your transmission. And I also want to do a little drive afterwards and see if it helps with any gear grinds. Now this truck does have 300,000 miles on it, so the 6-gear synchronizer is pretty much gone. I don't really think it's going to help with that, but whenever I downshift into 3rd gear, if I drive the truck for a while, it's fine, but if I get in it when it's cold, you know, 30, 40 degrees on, that fluid's really cold, and I just take off in and start driving, when I downshift into 3rd, I'll get a little bit of a grind, but once it warms up, it goes away. So I'm hoping that doing this fluid change is going to help a little bit, and hopefully we can get that grind to go away. And who knows, maybe it'll help a little bit with the 6-gear grind. I really don't think so. Once the synchronizer wears out, it's kind of just gone until you can replace that synchronizer. So the truck does still shift fine into 6. I just have to let it idle down and then go into 6 rather than just shifting like you do with every other gear. So we're going to be using the Royal Purple. This is the Synchro Max high performance manual transmission fluid. So I am going to link this stuff down below in the description of this video. If you buy it through the link, it will give me a small commission, just kind of an easy free way that you guys can support the channel. Also, if you guys didn't watch the last videos, we did a full cab swap on my buddy Mason's 2010 Ram. It is a 2010 Ram Cummins 2500, and it was a total truck, and we completely basically rebuilt it. And I'll link those videos down below so you can go check those out. Alright guys, the first step that we need to do is we need to drain the fluid out of the transmission. I do have a lift, but with this truck I just installed traction bars on it, and I'm pretty confident that I'm going to have to start removing the traction bars every time I want to put this thing on my lift, because there's just really not enough room, unfortunately, for me to be able to get the lift arms in it. So we are going to be doing this on the ground. Obviously if I do other stuff and need to put this on the lift, I'll just have to pull the bars off really quick. Kind of sucks, but yeah, it's just kind of a real pain with the way that my lift is to be able to get this thing on the lift. I also want to add in real quick, there's going to be probably some comments to ask if this is an okay fluid to run. I did my research on Google, and there's a couple different options on what fluid you can run. There's a Mopar, or is it Mopar? I don't really know who makes it. There's a brand of fluid that's specifically for these NV transmissions, NV4500s and NV5600s, and it's about $100 more. And I've seen a lot of stuff on the forums where people are using this, and it's like $100 cheaper. If I could save $100 on a fluid change, and I know it's not going to hurt my truck, I promise you I'm going to do it. So Royal Purple is also an absolutely top of the line fluid brand, and I do not question putting this stuff in here one bit. So to get started to drain the fluid, we're going to need a 15 millimeter socket, wrench, whatever you want to use, and just a flathead screwdriver, and bucket to put your fluid in. And we're going to drain it from the PTO cover. I don't see a drain down there. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't see one right off the top of my head. I know the PTO cover is at the lowest point of the transmission, so I'm going to drain it from there, and then we'll just have to re-silicone that cover before we put it back on.
Whew. Yeah.
Alright guys, so while the transmission is over there draining, we're going to go ahead and get these parts cleaned up. Need to get this inspection cover cleaned up real good. So we got it over here in the parts washer. Just going to wipe it off real good, get all this old silicone or gaskets, depending on if the fluid's ever been changed. It may have gaskets. This fluid's definitely probably been changed at some point. So it's just silicone. start with, guys, to pull the shifter assembly apart, there is, looks like an 8mm right here, and then we'll have to pop this cover right here. It just pops out of here like this. And then there's some screws down in there as well, tabs, 2 right here. And then on some trucks, there's some up here, depending on if they've been broken yet or not. I mean, they have screws up here from the factory. So let's get the shifter assembly pulled apart, and then that's actually where we're gonna fill the transmission. Now there is a spot on the side of the transmission where you can fill it up. And for one, it's a big pain in the butt to get down there and put fluid in right there. And for 2, we're gonna be able to put an extra quart of fluid in by doing it this way. Get it down to this point. Once again, verify that the transmission is in neutral. We're going to be removing these 4 10mm bolts here. We want to be absolutely 100% sure, 100% careful that we don't drop anything down in the transmission once this cover comes off. So let's pop this off here real quick. Alright guys, now there is a little rubber like isolator piece that goes in between the shifter piece here. I don't know what you'd even call it. I don't know what the correct terminology is, but there's a little piece that goes in between these. It's just a little rubber piece, and that kind of seals everything off. So this one's kind of just wanting to stay in there. I'm not even going to mess with taking it out. It's not really going to gain me anything, so I'll just leave it right there. And then we will just dump our 6 quarts of fluid directly into the gearbox here. So we want to be careful that we don't get any fluid on our carpet. You guys don't want to tear your carpet up doing this, so it's almost like a little, like you're doing surgery on somebody. They got all the rags laid around them. Alright guys, you guys can see the shape of this old boot that came off, and it is not in good shape at all. So I have a used one over here that's in a lot better shape. I'm going to be putting in place of it. I think it's out of a NV5600 truck, but it should work. Doesn't have any holes in it or anything. It may be the exact one, honestly, but we're going to put this in place of that old one, and this will probably help with a lot of our noise we're getting in here. So yeah, then you can see it's pretty dirty underneath here, but I plan on getting new carpet soon. This thing really needs carpet, or I need to take it out, but anyways, see if this thing will pop over here. Fit good? Yeah, it's gonna fit fine. So let's get this on here, put some new screws in it, and then we'll put the shifting assembly back together. Alright guys, and just like that we changed our fluid, but I do want to go ahead and throw on a new shift knob. Well, it's not new to me, but it's going to be new to the truck. This is the Hurst pistol grip shifter. This is probably one of my favorite shifters. I've had it for probably like 5 years. I just found it the other day. So yeah, if you guys like these, I'll leave a link to the description. I'll leave a link in the description below so you can purchase you one of these. I think these are the coolest Hurst shifters that they make. But real quick, let's go ahead and get it switched out. Right now we just have the regular ball on there. It lights up, but we'll just boom, it is switched out, and we have the new Hurst pistol grip. Man, you just look so cool driving when you got that. If only I had the one down there to match. But yeah, I think now it's time for us to take this thing for a drive, and we'll see if this actually changed anything. See if changing the fluid helped with our third gear downshift grind when it's cold. See if it, I know that boot that we changed is gonna make it a lot quieter inside the cab, and who knows, maybe our 6th gear shift will be a little bit better, but just kind of one of those things. It's pretty common on these NV5600s with high miles for the 6th gear synchronizers to wear out. It's like the first one to go on these transmissions. But I also read that the 6 quarts of fluid will better lubricate that 6th gear, and if I'm correct, the way a manual transmission works, it's the gear and then the synchronizer right in front of it. So who knows, it may change a little bit. I don't know. That's why I'm giving you guys my honest review and opinion right now if it changes anything. So let's I'll get you guys set up somehow on a camera and we'll take her for a drive. Alright guys, let's take her for a spin now. Hopefully the camera setup we got is going to work pretty good. I know you can't probably see my face, but hopefully you can at least see me shift. Man, these batteries, they're getting worse by the day. Okay, let's back her out here real quick. We're gonna go to Subway so I can get me something to eat. I'm freaking starving. Go get me a spinach wrap. Should be good. Alright guys, here we go. I'm gonna drive with this dome light on so you guys can see. It's fairly bright in here, but alright, so I've already shifted into third and it did grind a little bit downshifting, so it wasn't near as bad, but I felt a little bit of a grind. We'll try here again. I can tell right now, not even joking, it shifts smoother. It's not the placebo effect, like I'm thinking it 100% is going into the gears better. Here we go, 25 miles an hour, third gear. It went in, but I gave it a second. No grind. We're not doing any magic tricks here, guys. I'm just giving you guys my honest review. If I keep this slide on too much longer, the cops are probably gonna come too, so we're gonna have to make it quick. Okay, I'm turning on. Here we go. Let's go through the gears, see how she shifts. A lot quieter in here. We're gonna go right to 6th. Okay, it grinded, but I promise you guys, that was not near as bad of a grind as it normally is. It normally makes noise. I went right into 6th and it did not grind. Let's go ahead and do it again just to be sure that I'm not crazy. A little bit. It grinds a little bit like it always does, but it's not near as bad as it was. So I'm not lying. 100% it does help a little bit. Definitely helps. Let's get in here to town and let's downshift to third, and since we got a little bit of heat in it, we'll see if it's any better. I really should have got a before video to show you guys kind of the grind that I was getting, and it's really just the synchronizer's bad. The only true way to fix it is take the transmission apart and change the synchronizer, but I've never really done that in one of these, and I don't really know anyone that can, other than that fellow in Texas, Super Stick. And I'm really not trying to put that kind of money into this transmission, to be honest with you guys. This is just a tow rig daily driver for me, which I've only pulled a trailer with once. Let's, okay, we're getting down here to 30. Let's see if we can stuff from third at 30. Went right in, kind of. I had to push on it a little bit, but we didn't get a grind. That's what we're used to getting, is a grind. Okay. Well, that pretty much sums it up for you guys. Alright guys, that right there is going to wrap up the end of this little video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Hopefully it helps you. If you're doing a service on your NV56 or NV4500, will be very similar with some slight differences. So leave a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the video. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this content, and yeah, like I said, I'll leave a link in the description of this video. If you want to get that fluid, buy it through my link. It'll give me a small commission so we can support the channel and continue to make videos like these. Anyways, that's going to wrap it up. We'll see you guys on the next one. Subscribe, follow me on Instagram. I think that's pretty much everything. We'll see you guys.